So if you're in Los Angeles, you know this city is always, always changing. But what you might not realize is that there's a brand new playbook that's guiding all that change. Let's dive in and decode what's happening with LA's development. And we're going to start right in the heart of the city, downtown. Take a look at this. This is the vision, right? It's called DTLA 2040, and it's so much more than just a bunch of new skyscrapers. It's really a blueprint for a downtown that's more walkable, that has amazing public spaces, a place that better connects where we all live, work, and play. But here's the thing. To make a vision like this happen, you need more than just a pretty picture. You need a whole new set of rules. Exactly. To build the city of the future, you just can't use rules from the past. The city knew it needed a modern, streamlined, and frankly, understandable set of regulations. In other words, they had to create a whole new zoning code.
Because for the longest time, LA's zoning was, let's be honest, it was a mess. A complete mess. It was this crazy patchwork of different codes and overlays and special plans all layered on top of each other. It was incredibly hard for anyone, whether you were a homeowner or a major developer, to figure out. It was complex, it was totally outdated, and it often just got in the way of good, common sense projects.
So what the city did was create a brand new unified system, and they're rolling it out one neighborhood at a time, starting with the downtown community plan. And you gotta understand, this isn't just a small tweak. This is a fundamental rewrite of how development gets done in LA. Now, at the very heart of this new code is something called the zone string. And really, the best way to think about it is like a new language. Once you get the grammar down, you can look at a property zoning and know exactly what can be built there. It's kind of cool. And here it is. This is the big aha moment. This zone string, I know, it looks a little technical at first glance, right? But it's actually designed to be super clear. It separates all the rules into two main parts, those two brackets you see. The first one tells you everything about the physical building itself, and the second one tells you all about what actually happens inside it. All right, so let's break down that first bracket. This is all about the physical shape and the feel of the building. It's got three pretty simple parts. First up is form. That sets the building's general shape and size. Next, you've got frontage, which I love. It's basically how the building says hello to the sidewalk. Is it a storefront right up on the street? Is there a little plaza? And then finally, you have standards. These are the hard and fast rules for stuff like how tall it can be and how much of the lot it can cover. So, the key takeaway here is that these three elements, form, frontage, and standards, they all work together to define what a building will physically look and feel like. It makes sure that new projects fit into a neighborhood in a much, much more predictable way. Okay, so that was the building itself. Now let's jump into the second part of that zone string. This part is all about the activity, what people are actually going to be doing in and around the building. And what's really, really smart about this is how it clearly separates these two ideas. Use tells you the type of activity. Are we talking about shops, offices, apartments? But density? Well, that's just about one thing, housing. It's all about the quantity of homes that can be built on that property. And that's pretty much the core of it. The new code brilliantly separates the physical building from what people do inside it. So now, one single string of code gives you this clear, comprehensive picture of what's possible on any piece of land. So we've seen how it all works in downtown LA, but what about the rest of the city, right? Is this new system going to pop up everywhere? Let's tackle that head on. Is this just some big experiment for the city's core, or is this really the future for all of Los Angeles? And the answer is no, it's not just for downtown, not at all. This new system is expanding. We can see right here, this is from the Hollywood Community Plan. It is next in line to get this new zoning framework. This is the new standard for all community plan updates across the entire city, full stop. Now, even though this new code is a giant leap forward for clarity, we gotta be realistic. Real-world development is never totally simple. There are still other layers of rules that can make things a little more complex. And this is where it can get really, really granular. For any major project, trying to figure out things like the Affordable Housing Incentives Program, or AHIP, and calculating your final density and all the potential bonuses, that's a seriously complex task. It's critical you get it right, which is why for these super specific, in-depth calculations, developers rely on experts, like the team at Brickwork, to make sure every single number is spot on. So as this new playbook rolls out from downtown to Hollywood, and pretty soon everywhere else, it really leaves us with a fascinating question to think about. This new language for development is coming, and it makes you wonder, how is it going to reshape your corner of Los Angeles?